Hello and welcome to ET Garage. Today we are in Elizabeth, Pennsylvania, or E-Town we call it, and I'm at Jim Facinelli's garage, and I'm going to point the camera at him and he's going to tell us about the place. Tell us about this garage we're in right now.
Garage is the original Swab Wagon Company blacksmith shop, and it was built around 1900. And as the business grew into cars and some bodies, they made this their body shop. So this was their body shop for a while, and I lived connected to it, and it was never for sale. They were stopped using it, and one day they asked me if I wanted to buy it, and I bought it, and I converted it to my garage. It's now connected to my property. It's approximately 30 by 100. It now has a second floor. It used to be open to the air, so they can vent out all 5 of the little furnaces they had at the blacksmith center.
All right, and he has got a nice little car collection here. He's got this Camaro, Corvette Challenge car, another Corvette Z06, right?
Yes.
And 1990 ZR1, and that really nice Porsche up there, and he has a Pontiac that isn't here right now. But tell us about your ZR1 first, I guess.
Last year I had sold 4 cars because I had too many. I finished them and then I don't know what I'm going to do with them all. So I found this ZR1 in California. I had it shipped here. It turns out that the 5th owner was a GM mechanic, and he had done a tremendous amount of upgrades. He had the transmission ZF Dock, which is in Arizona. That's about $5,000. They blueprint all the gears and they short shifted it. He had done ram air, Lingenfelter air, ported it, chipped it, headers. It has about an extra 100 horsepower, so it's got about 470 horsepower.
Wow, nice. This is a really nice ZR1. I had this in my garage the other day. We were trying to troubleshoot some the airbags, which is a problem on the 90s, and what else were we trying to fix?
The stalling.
The stalling issue. So we did some data logging and stuff. It's the first time I ever data logged a LT5 ZR1. So that was pretty cool, actually. Over here he's got his Camaro. What year Camaro is that?
It's a 1969 Camaro. I
Yeah.
bought one like this in 1970, right after they first came out. I had no money. I had traded in a couple cars for it and financed it, but it was just okay. It was a 327 automatic. So all these years I wanted to do another one. So after I retired in 2010, I found one done. I bought it. It was done so poorly, I took the entire car apart and started over. We now have a 350 engine with about 425 horsepower. It's a 4-speed, but a different 4-speed Muncie. It's a 373 rear, and it was originally marina blue, but it's been painted orange a lot.
Yeah, right.
I added the side pipes, and I did that too in 1969. And they are extremely loud.
Yeah.
And so in the years since I've done this car, I put on almost 10,000 miles, and my only maintenance was change the oil 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, nice. All right. Over here we have the Corvette Challenge car.
This was a recent acquisition after I sold off those 4 cars. A friend of mine who runs the ZR1 registry had asked me if I was interested in a challenge car. I had no idea what it was. So it turns out that Chevrolet Corvettes were banned from racing in 1986 and 87, SCCA. So a few people got together along with General Motors, and they created the Challenge Series, which ran in 1988 and 1989. There was a $1 million prize each year, and they were to run 10 races across the country. 56 cars were pulled off the assembly line in 1988. 46 were converted to race cars and sold to proprietors, who then spent another $15,000 to have the Pratt & Miller convert them to race cars with full roll cages, and they're all stock. Now they have some changes, different gearboxes, but the car has Bose stereo and air conditioning. This is one of the 36 that raced, and it's only one of 6 that remained that never had the engine or transmission changed. The first 20 cars had them changed midway through the races, and because this car always ran a little farther than 20th, it did not have to have its engine changed.
Wow, nice. So is that the original numbers that were on the car?
Yeah, number 66, and they are pure dynamite, pure magnesium, Dimag wheels. They've been refinished, but they are Factory correct.
Wow. Yeah, good look at this one back here. Yeah, those are nice. Yeah, got the roll bar and
In the
everything
89
inside.
cars, the roll bar goes across the doorway. It makes it really hard to get in. That's
Oh,
why
yeah.
I like this one. Makes it a lot easier to get in and out.
Yeah, that don't look too bad.
Now, the suspension is extremely tight.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
There is no setting except hard.
And it sits a little lower too.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, this, what year is this again? This Z06?
This is a 2008 ZR1. This is called the Will Cooksey Limited Edition.
Okay.
They built, the horsepower is rated at 505.
Yeah.
So they built 505 cars for the world. Of those, 427, which is the engine size, were sold in North America. So this is number 99 of those 427 cars. It's signed by Will himself inside, as all of them are. And when I met Will, he signed the engine for me, as
Yeah.
some people do when we have a gathering every 5 years.
Oh, wow.
It was a special option package. It was an extra $10,000 back then. The car was almost $90,000 in 2008. And of course, it's like all things, you wait 2 years, you get things at half price.
Yeah. That was a good deal.
And getting
Yeah.
back to the ZR1, which we forgot, is the ZR1 was an option package. The car was $30,000, and the option package was an additional $30,000.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And the
Twice
cars
price.
today sell for about $30,000.
Okay. Now this is the car I want to see because I'm not a Porsche person, and well, this I definitely want to hear more about.
This is a really special 1973 Porsche. It's listed as an RS, but it's not a true RS. It was built in 1989 for a man in California. It was built by Andile, which was the right arm of Porsche Racing. It now has a 3.4 twin plug. It originally would have been a 2.2 or 2.4 with about 210 horsepower. It now has about 325 horsepower. The car weighs 2,100 pounds, and it's like a zip car. It has no options other than some heat, no cooling, and a radio.
Basic car. Yeah, this is nice. Yeah. One day you're going to take me for a ride in this. That's what you told me, right? I hope.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll do 125.
Yeah.
It's my favorite road.
Yeah, that is. That's my favorite road too. Definitely. All right, we have this storm that came up through Florida right now, and it is raining cats and dogs. I want to thank Jim for letting me see his shop, and I had a great time here so far. And everybody, keep checking back and see what other videos I have, and everybody have a great day, and God bless.